Hold it, we have to slide over here, Coach.
All right. Here we go. On our mark, get set, slow.
When I first walked out onto the practice field as a high school assistant football coach, men like Jim Thorpe, Bronco Nagurski, Sid Luckman, and Marion Motley were mythical gods. They still are. And I tread this ground with great reverence for them and for all who reside here. Never did I dream that someday I might be invited to share these same lodgings with them.
And look at all these guys. Mike Munchak, Jackie Slater, Jack Youngblood.
Turning 100 years old, you've probably seen every single person in this hall.
Good evening, friends and family. A forever big thank you to the Pro Football Hall of Fame for hosting this party at Papa's Forever Home. Pardon my cheat sheet, or shall I say a dictionary, but I really need this because we're talking 100 years here.
How would I describe Marv Levy?
Hey, here we go, guys, here we go.
A gentleman, scholar, unbelievable motivator.
All right, great day for football, man.
He's the driving force behind the renaissance of the Buffalo Bills.
Intelligent, in touch, humorous when need be.
Can I get a picture?
Let me think about it.
Very humble guy. You know, he's one of those guys, if you start talking about him, he will kind of like, all right, enough about me.
Oh, well, thank you, fans like you, too.
He, first and foremost, puts everybody first.
And he'll sit you down, and he'll talk to you in a way in which you'll feel better about yourself.
His persona made him a little bit almost larger than life.
Just somebody that I think everyone would want to play for.
He was a great one, maybe one of the greatest.
To the world's oldest and simply the best role model, the GOAT role model. Happy 100th birthday, Papa.
Okay, where are we heading?
We're all going to follow you, Papa. Lead the way.
Oh, okay, I'll lead the way. I'll lead the way. We cross this to the left on this car. Cross the street.
Every day?
Just about, yeah. Yes, I do, unless the weather's uncomfortable. Then I walk around either in the basement in the building or... Okay, I'm crossing. Be careful, guys.
Why do you like to walk every day?
Well, I don't know if I like to, it's just that I think you should, you know. You gotta keep moving. About 10 years ago, I was running 3 miles almost every day on a run through the park here, all the way to downtown.
So when you're sitting here, like, what are some things that you're thinking about?
That's a good question. Anything, everything. About what you should do on 4th and 1. And,
Do you find yourself reflecting?
Sure, everybody does. Everybody can think of what's happened before.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
World War II was on when I was just 14 years old that Pearl Harbor was bombed. My last few years in high school, every day the whole student body would stand up and we'd all sing, "Let's remember Pearl Harbor as we go to meet the foe. We will always remember as we did the Alamo. We will always remember how they died for liberty. So let's remember Pearl Harbor as we march to victory." The day I graduated, along with 14 of my classmates, we all enlisted in the Army Air Corps.
I do know that he was eager to serve his country. He was trying to be a fighter pilot in the Army Air Corps, and sadly he failed the vision test.
I did not have 20/20 vision. The guy that was giving the exam said, "They won't let you go to pilot school." They didn't. They made me a meteorologist in the Army Air Corps. I was about to go overseas when the war ended, so I never got overseas. There were heroes during the war. I just helped to train a lot of people.
He had lots of friends. Some came back, some didn't. And his aura is like all about the greatest generation, which, you know, he's from. It's really, those years meant so much to him.
Football, I loved. I played College in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and my college football coach, a man named Dick Clausen, said to me, "Marv, if you ever want to coach, you got a job here."
When there's an opportunity, he takes it. He doesn't run away from it. He sees it, and he gives it the best that he can give it. His calling came at every step of the way. He heard that voice inside of him, and he went for it. But it didn't start out that way.
Actually, I was a rather mediocre high school student.
He was somewhat of a, disgruntled teen trying to find himself. He said he just did okay in school. Like, I think he actually got D's some of his classes as a high school student. I love that because, no, he wasn't perfect. The Army Air Corps, all of that whole experience made him grow. He needed to mature.
And so I studied well. My undergraduate, every grade I got was an A.
He felt a momentum that like, oh, I can do this. I can get the A's. I could do well in school. And so it all clicked then.
Top student in my graduating class out of Cole and went to Harvard.
He was able to get into Harvard and he thought he wanted to go to law school. And about 6 weeks in, he was like, oh my gosh, no. He knew that he had great parents and that they would support him, but he was kind of hesitant, thinking about how he's going to tell his dad that he wants to leave Harvard Law School, where his calling, his dream was he just wanted to be a coach.
One day, I telephoned my father to tell him I was leaving Harvard Law School and that I wanted to be a football coach. 30 seconds of painful silence followed, and then the old Marine said simply, "Be a good one." I hope I haven't disappointed him.
With that came great successes. He had some great mentors.
Way back when I had coached at the University of California, a high school coach there by the name of Dick Vermeil used to come to our practices all the time. Both he and I had thought the kicking teams were very important, and he said, "Marv, you ought to take a job in the NFL." I said, "I can't get a job in the NFL." But he called a guy named Jerry Williams, who was the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Jerry did hire me. And 1 year later, Vermeil left to become the head coach at UCLA, and George Allen offered me another raise. I went out to LA with the Rams and became an assistant to George Allen. For a few years, I was the only kicking team coach in the league. And the year we went to the 1972 Super Bowl, we blocked more kicks, returned more kicks for touchdowns, and had greater average yards per punt return in the league, and everybody else started to hire kicking team coaches. By this time, I was the head coach of the Montreal Alouettes in the Canadian Football League. We had won 2 consecutive Grey Cup championships, their version of the Super Bowl. But I think my coaching style, I didn't try to imitate anyone. I was very aware of legendary coaches back then, Bear Bryant, George Halas, and I was fortunate to have been an assistant to George Allen. I learned so much. High-principled guy. He was very demanding of the people who worked for him, but then he would be very rewarding for people who really did it right.
Well, I was working as a scout for the Montreal Alouettes. I had never met Coach Levy. Toward the end of the season, my boss called me and said, we're in the playoffs this coming weekend. Coach would like to have you come up and meet with him. So I said, great. I was thrilled. Walked in and shook his hand and sat down, and he said, I've been reading your reports. And I was floored. What head coach reads the report of a scout that he's never met?
I'd been fired by the Kansas City Chiefs, and now Bill Polian, who had taken over as general manager of the Buffalo Bills, wanted to hire me.
Immediately pre-Marv Levy, because they had good teams in 1980, 81, 82 with Knox, but fell completely south. 2-14 or whatever the records were, and that'll speak for itself.
It was clear that we needed to make a change. And I discussed that with Mr. Wilson, and he said, do you have any recommendations? Who's your list? I said, it's a list of one, Marv Levy.
No, I knew nothing about it. The rumor, of course, was that we were going to get a new head coach anyways. We weren't sure who, we weren't sure when.
Mr. Wilson took my recommendation, made a call to Mr. Hunt, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Mr. Hunt told him that letting Marv go was the biggest mistake he'd ever made in his football career.
You arrived in Buffalo the same year as Marv, is that correct?
Same week.
Same week, okay.
Yeah, I was the first new player they signed after Marv got the job. I'd grown up in Kansas, and he was a Chiefs head coach. So I was like, oh, I know that. I knew the guy. I didn't know he was the head coach until he walked in. I was like, you're Marv Levy. He goes, yeah.
We would like to be a team which this year and next year and every year, everybody who observes us say, you know, they are a markedly better team this year.
It's an exciting moment right now. And a beautiful day for football. It's football weather here at Rich Stadium.
I knew we had the caliber of the team and the people that we had here. Until Marv came, we weren't really together. I remember everybody just doing their own thing.
Disheartened, disjointed, out of sync, probably as low as a team could go in terms of morale and focus and things like that. That's what losing will do for you. And we had 3 consecutive years of losing.
First of all, you got to understand, we had a team of very competitive people.
It's always a better idea to have your best players be the leaders on the team. In decades before that, it was the longest tenured players that were the leaders. They were the ones who, because even to this day, longevity is an enormous trump card for respect. If you can last a long time in the NFL, it is an enormous badge of respect for guys in the locker room. The game evolved away from that to, listen, if it's not your very best player, it needs to be. You had a bunch of future Hall of Famers in Jim and Bruce and Thurman and Andre, and they were being a little bit stifled by the older guys in the locker room saying how it was going to go, and that was part of the bickering Bills' tension in the locker room.
How did he change it?
And I brought up the egos. I get it. We all had.
And I think Marv was kind of like, you know what? These guys are young men.
The old cliche, you're not going to win anything if y'all don't come together.
Now, Brian, get those stretching exercises in.
Hot. Oh, get those hands in. That's the way to work. Good job.
Marv was able to reach them in both a fatherly and a coaching way. I want my teams to play seriously, but I don't want them or any of us to take ourselves too seriously. And he let them figure out what that meant.
Kelly dropping back. He throws. He got it. What a throw by Kelly. And it is caught by Reed at the 40. Down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Thurman Thomas.
You know, it took a couple years, but we all had confidence that we were building to something that we were going to give everyone something to cheer about.
The Eastern Division Championship may be just a kick away, waiting for the snap. The put down, the kick is up, and it is good! It is good! The Bills have won it in overtime!
First game I went to, I sat with the scouts in a suite at the stadium. Suddenly, the Bills won. And now the fans came running down to the field. The fans jumped up on the goalposts and were tearing the goalposts down. And I said, to the scout next to me, do they always trash the field when they win a game? And he looked at me, he said, we just won the division for the first time ever. And I went, oh, I don't know what that means. I didn't know much about football, and when I met Marv, he said he was a football coach, and I thought he was with the high school or with the little league or whatever. And I told him I had a daughter who was a teenager. I'm surprised he didn't run away then.
Yeah.
She was
I wasn't around.
15 or 16 at the time, you know. And we just looked at each other, and we knew there was something there.
Did he bring work home much?
No, not at all. And I never asked, and that's why he said he fell in love with me, because I didn't know about football, and I didn't question him or ask him questions, but eventually I started to. Once I got into it a little bit, I say, you know, I listened to the radio today, and I'd say, why didn't you do this and do that? He went, oh no, she's one of them.
The successful head coaches probably select one of the three areas of the game where they are going to be very detailed in what they do. I've selected the kicking game.
He stayed current, but behind the scenes, he knew exactly what he was looking for. And because his background was a special teams coach, he put a little more emphasis every stop that he was at, and certainly Buffalo, in special teams.
Fair catch a short one, let a long one go.
It's not that other teams don't think of it. His were always at or near the top.
The opportunities he gave me. I mean, I got here on that Saturday, played in Sunday in the game, we won that game. And we come out the next Wednesday, first big day of practice, and he keeps me out after practice and walks me through step by step how to block a punt. It's snowing. And says, I want you know this number of steps, take this angle, and you got to think about where the guy's going. Yeah, the whole thing. And slide your hands down low. Don't take it up high. The whole thing. We run through it a couple times. And I'm coming off hard, and I'm slipping and falling. And the next game is in New England.
I might call, and very likely will and often do, the specific tactic we're going to use in a kicking situation.
Get this block, this is big. Let's get this block, it's big.
And I come off the edge, and I did it identically to how he coached me to do it. First time I'd ever done it. I'm coming off the field, great job, it's a big moment, as it is in a game. And our eyes kind of met, and he kind of gave me one of these, I think I was his guy from that moment on, right? So that was one of his things. He said, listen, we're teaching you something here, and it'll work if you do it. And that was just one example.
Okay, Steve, have a good one, pal.
The great coaches, the greatest of the great, are able to take the game and distill it down to very simple little parts that the players can grab onto and work at and succeed.
Go ahead, Drill. I'll take care of the throwing drill if you want. All right, you're all set? Pretty much loosened up, huh?
Marv's got the most unique coaching style ever.
He's a football coach, not in the mold of Hollywood, okay, we need a football coach and this is what he has to look like, iron fists, screaming and yelling at folks. He's exactly the opposite.
When I came into the league, there were still head coaches around who were, it's my way or the highway. There's no explanations. We're coaches, you just play. A lot of order giving, and you led by getting people to fall in line behind you. In this day and age, that's obsolete, and Marv was one of the leading voices that changed all that culture.
Great play, Damien. Great play.
He was more of a uniter and a harmonizer, and somebody that could bring people together. And he had a way of doing it with wit and charm.
Captains, any game balls? Okay, well, let's have a hooray for Chris. Hooray for Chris. Hooray at last. Hooray for Chris. He's a horse's ass.
Do you have any, Marvisms that you can remember?
Oh, Marv used to always, he would use a big word every now and then.
That's unconscionable.
Way to stop the clock. Everybody else, when he stops.
That's unconscionable.
All the Marvisms and stuff, we've heard all the big ones, where else would you rather be? The pregame stuff.
Yeah, I used to have a lot of one-liners for our players.
What it takes to win is simple, but it isn't easy.
Often quote Winston Churchill. And I realized that sometimes if you're with a 1 or 2 sentence statement rather than a big long lecture to your team, you'd come across better.
that military service. Coupled with his love of history, he was able to use those lessons and put them into parables, which he shared with the team.
Hello, you hear me, offense? Yeah, okay.
Everybody says, don't be dumb and don't be dirty. He goes, that's nice. He goes, but how about this? Play smart and play clean. That was him to a T. His ability to turn the language for the same point and make it empowering rather than limiting was a gift.
Great play, great play, great play.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
He was out of the pocket. Hey, you misspotted the damn ball.
When it's too tough for them, it's just right for us.
It's perfect, right? You know, because we're out here in the elements, whether it's rain, sleet, snow, or whatever. Okay, this is our day to do whatever we have to do.
Downfield for Lofton, and he's got it. He makes the catch.
The one that I've always remembered was, we came in at halftime of the comeback game. We were down 28-3, and, we had been to 2 Super Bowls. So there was some pride in the room. And there's some bruised egos in there, too, mine included. We were like... And Marv came in, and Marv just said, hey, listen, whether we come back on this game or not, just don't let them say you quit. That was it.
Back to throw. He looks, he throws. Touchdown!
Show up for work on time. Don't tell untruths. A bounce back from defeat. Never, never, never surrender.
The kick is on the way, and it is good! And the Bills have won! It is pandemonium! It is pandemonium!
He's tough. He's tough as they come. I mean, you have the mic'd up versions of him. He's gonna tell you like it is.
Hey, you over-officious jerk! You guys you're just not in the game. You don't understand the game.
Or he's gonna stick up for his teams, and he's gonna call people out on their character. He's gonna turn it around and be like, you should look at your character.
No. There's nothing to clear. I resent your bringing it up.
And he was the kind of guy those guys loved. They had to respect him because of his integrity.
It's a great football team with a lot of moral fiber and a lot of character, and they showed it.
A coach that had total trust of his players because he totally trusted them.
Hey, Darryl, you guys got to win it right here. You guys got to win it.
What he said carried so much weight that we all knew we wanted to play for this guy. We wanted to win for this guy.
Taught us how to be better human beings and therefore better football players.
Only coach that could have coached us. Nobody else could have done it.
Okay, guys, where would you rather be? Right here, right now?
Not what happened yesterday, not what happened last year at that Super Bowl. We're here today. We're here to play today. We're here to be the best players and team that we could be.
That's football Marv Levy style. Marv Levy 101.
Someone once lamented that given my enthrallment with this game, it is a shame that I never had a son. Well, he was wrong. Don't tell me I never had a son. I've had thousands of them, of every size, shape, color, faith, and temperament, and I love them, every one.
I mean, there were a lot of keys to our success, but, I think it's another period of time, too, where Marv let us grow.
That's how he coached his Bills. That's how they got back to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Well, his answer at the 4th Super Bowl is something I've told people all the time. After the Bills had lost the first 3, they were back for the 4th time in '93. The inevitable question came at the press conference. So is this a must-win, Marv, this Super Bowl? He knew it was coming. He went, no, World War II is a must-win. Say no more.
Resilience. I mean, you have to be. And the cards didn't fall our way. That was meant to be for some reason. It helped him to put things into perspective, too. Yeah, he loves football. His heart bled football his entire life, But when there was a big loss, I feel like that's how he's able to move on, get over it.
Oh, wow. Jim Kelly, I remember him.
I think I remember him from back in the day. You know what, Coach? As we stand here and we look at all these busts,
Yep.
There's no doubt that I would not have this bust in the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for you being my coach.
What made him one of the greatest coaches of all time, Vince Lombardi, Don Shula, you name it, is that he is the greatest teacher that I have ever been around.
Steve, how you doing?
How are you, Marv?
Great to see
So
you.
good to see you, my friend. You look great. What have you been doing? You working out, huh?
Running senior marathon.
I have, yes.
26.2 yards.
You can only lead a team and be a role model if you have all of that you're preaching to them. That is who he is.
What an extraordinary celebration of a turn of a century of our Papa, Coach Marv Levy.
He's 100. That's wild.
A man of character, kindness, grace, love, and such meaningful words.
Franny, no, this is my offensive coordinator.
You gotta be kidding me. This guy is 100 years old. He's still sharp as a tack, and he's still able to talk to us in a way that we look and we still go, wow, that really came from him.
All right, buddy. Hey, that's 15-yard holding penalty.
A true class act and a Hall of Fame coach, a Hall of Fame human being.
He still has that self-effacing humor.
You didn't realize you were such a big deal, did you?
Neither did I.
It's like they want to talk to him because it's not like, okay, out of respect, he's 100 plus. No, within 2 minutes, he's going to make you laugh.
Well, thank you. You're the first Cowboys fan I've ever shaken hands with.
Happy 100th birthday. We all love you so much.
I haven't stopped blushing yet.
Describing his legacy.
All the kind words, all the people. Okay, thank you. You're a good coach, okay?
To know the game is great. To play the game is greater. But to love the game is the greatest of them all.
You know, it's hard to really kind of put into words because he's done so many things.
How would I encapsulize it? I couldn't. He's seen the world turn inside out 3 times.
Believe me, when you hit your 100th birthday, your memory begins to fade a little bit.
For anybody who knows him and has met him and spent time with him, he would be in the top 5 people anybody's ever met.
I did remember to zip up my fly today.
He's just a humorous, upbeat, intelligent, caring person who happened to be a Hall of Fame football coach.
And there are a lot of guys like me who owe a lot to him and what he's taught them.
Great day for football.
He believes that everybody is capable of doing exactly what their highest level of functioning could be, and then he makes them feel that on their own.
That's what Marv was all about. That's what his legacy is going to be.
It's certainly 30 years or more since we were together. We've never been apart, and that's because of him. And that may be the greatest tribute of all.
I treat him like he's my father. Every time he opens his mouth, I listen.
Everybody that's really ever been around him looks up to him, reveres him. Most importantly, they absorb his lessons on how to be a professional, how to live your life, how to do things the right way.
He listens. Some people talk and they wait for the next thing that they're going to say, and we all do that. I don't know if he does that.
I said, listen, he's a Hall of Fame human being before he's a Hall of Fame head coach.
What do I remember? I was the coach of the Buffalo Bills, that we bounced back. I remember Ralph Wilson. I'm most proud of the support we got from the fans in Buffalo. Great variety of personalities, but all friendly. I say go Bills, and my wife says pay Bills.
And his so-called Marvisms resonate to this day.
Okay, guys.
Where else would you rather be?
Then right here.
And it's just like it's ingrained in my head.
And to be honest with you, he was right.
It just makes you focus on the present.
Thank you, folks. Thank you.
But his legacy is all the rest of us. All the people that his teachings have influenced. All the people who he took under his wing at an early and malleable age and made into better people. Well, he more than lived up to that.
I can't tell you how much I love you all. Therefore, no curfew tonight for you guys.
Everyone should be so blessed to have a Marv Levy in their lives.
Marv's legacy was going to live forever here.
I'll remember those days. No one ever wants to come to Buffalo once they get here. No one wants to leave. I wish that I will see you all back here again on my 200th birthday.
I have truly loved this game, and I love everyone who has shared this passion with me. Thank you all for enriching my life.